Hello everyone, it's me, Hydro King, and today we will be doing a Halloween What If for Halloween month. And today is a Sly Cooper What If. What if Clockwerk had one shot? In this tragic What If, we will be going over about what if Clockwerk had won in Sly Cooper 1? What would happen? What would change? Come and join me and find out the fate of Sly Cooper and his universe. So, like in canon, Sly and Clockwerk face off against one another as Sly hovers around in Carmelita's jetpack. Now, things don't change much as Carmelita has stated that with her shots from her shock pistol, Sly Cooper would be able to damage Clockwerk. And so, while it seemed that Sly was about to win, Clockwerk then realized something in the battle, and that is to get rid of Carmelita. So, he sent forth his lava slugs and his robotic owls to distract Carmelita and possibly kill her. And it is this change that will change the fate of everyone in this timeline. And so, without the help of Carmelita, Sly has no chance. And it is here that Clockwerk would land the killing blow and finish Sly Cooper, and finally achieving his goal of ending the Sly Cooper line. Ending the Thievius Raccoonus. Ending everything that the Cooper clan had stand for. And it is at this moment that Carmelita, Bentley, and Murray were shocked and despaired. They just couldn't believe it. They worked so hard for everything, and now they've lost. There was nothing they could have done except run away and hide. As I have said, this is not an uplifting timeline. It is a dark timeline. But things will get worse from here. And so, after defeating Sly, Clockwerk would laugh enormously and maniacally, as he had planned for this for so long, and finally had put an end to this goal. And with that, what would happen? Well, for one thing, he would see to it that the Fiendish Five would be no more. And so, he would kill the rest of the Fiendish Five. So that would mean no more Mugshot, Raleigh, Panda King, and Miss Ruby. They would meet the same fate as Sly. But he wouldn't stop there. He would make sure that everyone that was involved with Sly would not ever fight back. And it is during this time that he would take over the world. But how would he do so? Well, through his immortality, his experience, and all the time that he has spent living on this planet. He has found ways. So, what would happen here is that the rest of the series wouldn't happen. There would be no Sly being any other villains, not the Claw Gang, not Dr. M. would not get access to the Cooper Vault, not even travel back in time, like in the fourth game. Everything would just be terrible for everyone. Which brings me to my next point. The Claw Gang. Now, the Claw Gang originally formed because of the Clockwerk parts. They wanted to use these parts for their own means. And of course, this is all a ploy set by Arpeggio, who wanted to create a body for himself, like Clockwerk, and become immortal, and never be looked down upon again. Now, when Clockwerk was doing some more of his research in his labs, in the volcanoes of Karakrov in Russia, he would find some interesting information about the Claw Gang, and he would seek to destroy them. But that is not all there is to it, as he defeated all the members of the Claw Gang. He would then find some information, some blueprints of Arpeggio for a new Clockwerk body. Clockwerk, being intrigued by this, decided to upgrade his body, because the form he is now, while it is powerful, it is very limiting. And so, he would upgrade to a more suitable form that he could easily use, and is far more powerful than his original body. And so you could see up here, as he becomes superior Clockwerk. By the way, this piece of art right here is not made by me, it's made by someone else. And I would thank them for this lovely piece of art. Anyway, with this new body, he would then deal with the villains from the third game. And he wouldn't see them as a threat. Although, the only thing that's really stopping him, or stalling him, I should say, is Carmelita, Bentley, and Murray. They tried everything to stop him. Everything they could to somehow beat him. But even when they're just a step closer, there are many steps behind, as Clockwerk continued to improve on his body, and has defeated Carmelita, Bentley, and Murray time and time again. And because he got rid of the villains from the third game, there would be no Penelope, no more Black Baron. So this would affect the gang that is in the fourth game, La Paradox's gang, but we'll get to him. As he goes up to Dr. M and confronts him, Dr. M would try and reason with Clockwerk and have him be an assistant to Clockwerk, working under him so that he may live, mostly, but to also rule the world alongside him. Clockwerk sees through this facade and just gets rid of Dr. M. And he notices the Cooper Vault on the island, and he would destroy it with his robo-falcons and lava slugs, and with his own power. Yes, it should be stated that superior Clockwerk has the power to destroy an island, or at least sink it. As you could see throughout this one-shot what if. If it wasn't for Sly stopping Clockwerk in the first game, Clockwerk would have just gotten more and more powerful and conquered this planet with ease, ruling it over like a dictator, a tyrant. Of course, during these times, between the second and third game, Carmelita, Bentley, and Murray would rally a resistance force consisting of thieves and police, all with one goal in mind: to stop Clockwerk. And during the third game, when he has dealt with all the villains in the third game, he comes across the Mask of Dark Earth. And he would find it very intriguing. Of course, the mask would try to control him, but with Clockwerk's vast knowledge and immeasurable amounts of hatred in his heart, he was able to resist the effects of the Mask of Dark Earth. And instead of destroying it, he would use it to his advantage, sucking the dark magic out of it, as he would then track down the Dream Stone in order to access the Dream Time, a mysterious power that the Guru had. And unfortunately, the Guru would fall. It is here that Clockwerk would begin to upgrade himself once more, creating an even more superior body, the ultimate body for Clockwerk, as he uses the magic that he had gathered from the Mask of Dark Earth, Miss Ruby herself, and the Moonstone, in order to use all of the magic, Dreamtime, Dark Magic, Necromancy, and Mana. It didn't matter. All the magic would belong to him, so that not even people with this power could even stop him. And so, at the beginning of the fourth game, Carmelita would launch an assault with Bentley and Murray and the resistance force that they grew to battle the lava slugs and the robo owls, in order to prove to Clockwerk that he is not invincible. He will be beaten. And Clockwerk sees this and just laughs at this, saying how pathetic they all are to challenge Clockwerk. And so, while they won the battle between the lava slugs and the robo owls, they were just the minions. As soon as Clockwerk came down, it was not even a challenge. While Carmelita, Bentley, and Murray had tried their best to take down Clockwerk, all they could really do was stall him and damage him, as the resistance force they had gathered didn't even turn the tides of the battle, as they were soon wiped out with Clockwerk's power. And unfortunately, Carmelita and her newfound friends, Bentley and Murray, had to retreat. I should say, it is during these depressing times that while Carmelita, Bentley, and Murray didn't see eye to eye with each other, they knew one thing, and what has brought them together: avenging Sly, and making sure that this tyrant, this evil monster, Clockwerk, would be put down. But every time they tried, they just couldn't do it. It was as if it was impossible to fight him. But Carmelita would feel sad and depressed, and would feel like giving up. But it is Murray and Bentley who say, "You can't just give up, Carmelita. You gotta fight for Sly. We have to avenge him. He's our friend. And if you two had known each other a little longer, you're a friend as well." "Yeah. I'm not just gonna let my best friend die like that. We gotta beat Clockwerk, Carmelita. We just gotta try." Carmelita looks up, looks at the two of them, and she smiles. "Alright, boys. You're right. We need to defeat this Clockwerk and show him that we cannot be pushed around, and that Sly meant so much to us, and that we'll complete his goal for him, and we will avenge his family name. And so, with this in mind, Bentley, Murray, and Carmelita had started to train throughout all the games, throughout all these years, to finally beat Clockwerk. Now, what makes this different is that Bentley has been working on improving on his gadgets, making sure that his crossbow now shoots electro shots like Carmelita's pistol. And he's got several bombs to put a dent in Clockwerk's armor. Murray had been training intensely as he got stronger and stronger. And with the help of Carmelita, they began to train together, showing each other how to fight better. Carmelita with her powerful kicks, Murray with his powerful punches, and them bonding over certain things like wrestling and such, and sparring. And it's throughout all these years, all this training, that these three had grown so close to each other. And for Carmelita's upgrades, she began to brandish a powerful and amazing new shock pistol. And not only that, that was able to shapeshift into different modes: sniper mode, rifle mode, shotgun mode, bazooka mode, many different modes in order to adapt to the situation. And that her reliable weapon was just as powerful as her. And as with this, we head into the fourth game. So in the fourth game, the Paradox and his gang originally had the plan to get rid of Sly and to be known as the greatest thief in the world. And of course, Clockwerk would hear of this through his robo-owls and his general control and influence over the world, that he would put a stop to this. Now, I should mention that while Penelope doesn't exist anymore and therefore couldn't get the time machine up to give to the Paradox, it should be noted that it was Bentley who had the idea of a time machine. And you might be asking, well then, how could the Paradox get a hold of this? Well, little does Bentley know that while they're so busy taking down Clockwerk, they couldn't focus on other things, such as security for his plans, as they had to move from place to place in a rather quick fashion, as they moved from camp to camp, avoiding Clockwerk and his forces. And so, one day, the Paradox hired a bunch of thieves to go and get plans from Bentley. Now, most of it is junk, but what intrigued the Paradox the most was his time machine. And so, he would then hire a group of scientists to create this time machine. Of course, it is not as good as Bentley's time machine because these scientists, while they are smart, they're not as smart as Bentley. But still, this would allow him to acquire a time machine. And so, sad to say, Clockwerk would be able to get his hands on, or should I say, talents. And I shouldn't have to say this, but the Paradox and his gang are no match for this more experienced and powerful Clockwerk. And soon, they would all die. And what had Clockwerk had retrieved from them was their time machine. And it is this that would seal the fates of everyone in this timeline. As he ripped out the time machine from La Paradox's base and brought it to his own in Russia, he would finally be able to complete his ultimate body. But there would still be a little bit of hope as Carmelita, Bentley, and Murray, with their upgrades and training, face off against superior Clockwerk. And while it is not an easy fight on both sides had managed to damage each other. Carmelita with her powerful shock blasts, Bentley with his bombs, and Murray with his superior strength. And the rebel forces being able to do a lot of damage to Clockwerk's space. It was, unfortunately, not enough. And soon, Clockwerk's ultimate body had been finalized. And so superior Clockwerk would make a temporary retreat. Carmelita and Bentley would be terrified as they rushed in to try and stop Clockwerk from achieving his ultimate body. But it was too late. As we now see Clockwerk in his new terrifying body. And my art doesn't do justice. As Clockwerk had become bigger than the mountains of Russia itself. And he had stated that he has become ultimate Clockwerk. And so, with the powers of the Dreamtime and the time machine created by La Paradox, he was able to reverse the actions of Carmelita and her forces. And then, finally, Clockwerk would end all their lives. The heroes of the Sly Cooper universe were gone. And with Clockwerk's new powerful body, he would laugh so hard that the earth itself would tremble under his power. And that brings an end to this dark Halloween. What if? As I had warned you from the beginning, this is not a hopeful timeline. It is a very sad, cynical one, where the villain had won. The heroes had lost in the story. But this is one of many dark what ifs to come in this Halloween month. So, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And do not worry, for even in darkness, friends, there is always light. There is always hope. And with that, this is Hydro King, bringing the lights out.